Okay, so today I have my dad here. He's visiting for the weekend for the game that we're about to go to here in a little while. But today, right now, I'm going to be interviewing him on some of the things that we've been learning in class, mainly like expectations and leadership qualities. And I picked him because this is basically what he does for a living. So I'm going to give him a second to kind of explain like his education maybe, and then what he does now for a living. And yeah, so what do you do for a living now?
So my name's Dan Flanoy. I'm the human resource manager, senior human resource manager for Komatsu Mining. We're a large manufacturing company for mining equipment that's all over the world. We have about 600 employees in Longview, Texas, where I work. We have over 60,000 employees worldwide, though, so it's a big organization. My role at the Longview facility is to be responsible for the workforce there, the recruiting, the hiring, the benefits, training, all of those sorts of things. And so I've been there 21 years, and so it's been an exciting time, and there's a lot of changes that have gone on over the last 20 years, just in development of people and the way we manage people and the way we do things. So
Did you start in this position that you're in now, or how has it changed over the years? Like, where did you start?
I went to Louisiana Tech University. I got a business degree there with an emphasis in human resources, and I started off at a company called Poland Weed Eater as just an HR generalist, and then I went to a company called Laterno in Longview, Texas, and then I have worked my way up from just an HR generalist, HR professional, up to the senior human resource manager now for that facility and that site.
Okay. Awesome. So he knows a lot about what we've been talking about. So I'm going to start off with a quote from an article by a PhD Joel Goldberg. And this is the quote. "The millennial employees are aggressive about their career development, ready to commit to work that they find fulfilling, and also serious about values, about employers that share their values, and about everything from organizational hierarchies to human rights. I know that you weren't a millennial whenever you first started, but do you think that this mindset was the same that you had whenever you first started?"
So I feel like values have not really changed much. I still care back when I started about values. I wanted, our character, my integrity. The way I hired people back then has not changed. The way I looked at people and the people that were coming into our organization, we looked at their values and their character and if they had integrity. So I don't think it's changed a whole lot as far as that's concerned. I think young people today are aggressive towards development. So we spend a lot of time now with development and engaging those employees and trying to get them to understand that we do care about what they think about and that we do want to develop them. I've always, even from the beginning, wanted to be involved in the development of people. I think it's important for organizations to strive to have a plan to encourage young people and adult education to develop people more and more. We need to spend a little more time in educating young people on manufacturing and the skills that go along with manufacturing. We have to spend time with the values related to soft skills, just coming to work. Teaching young people don't seem to want to come to work and stay at a facility for a long period of time. They'll come for a year or maybe 2 years, where back when I first started, everybody stayed 5 to 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. You just don't see young people doing that as much. So the values have changed a little. They were always looking to go to the next step and get the next job for the extra dollar. People back when I first started, and people at my age, are more interested in longevity and staying at one place, and that's just changed. And so we've had to adapt to deal with young people in the way they think and educate them, and just work towards trying to keep them as long as we can before they go to another facility.
Do you think that's because of their lack of character or value of commitment, or because they're ambitious?
I think it's because they're ambitious and they're eager and aggressive. They want to make the dollar. They want to make more money quicker. And so there's nothing wrong with it, really. We just have to learn to adapt and educate people differently. And so there is a difference. It can be a little frustrating, but if you adapt and you work with it, it's okay. You can deal with it.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have an example of a boss or employer that you've been involved with that was a great leader?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've had several great leaders or bosses over the years. Two in particular that I can think of. One guy's name was Butch Brooks. He was a great mentor. He spent a lot of time in my early days teaching me to he challenged me to do things. He didn't just do all the work for me. He would put me in situations where I had to learn and I had to figure it out. He wouldn't just do it for me, but he was always there to support me and guide me in the right direction when I was going down the wrong path, or he would get me back on track. But he never just threw me to the wolves. He was a great mentor. He would see situations or opportunities where he would allow me and educate me and teach me and show me the way on how to do the special projects or certain types of projects, and then guide me along the way. And then I had a second boss whose name was Dale Eckerd. He was also a great mentor and teacher. I've been blessed to have those two guys in my life where they didn't just throw me out there. They did teach me along the way. And when I did fail, they would push me and they would tell me when I failed, which sometimes is hard because your toes get stepped on, and you don't want to be, nobody likes their toes to be stepped on. So, but it was always better because it made me a better person when they challenged me. And they did it always in a respectful way. So they were the type of leader where they didn't just treat you like a dog. They would, and throw you to the wolves. They would teach you the whole way, and then when you did fail, they would bring you back in and tell you how you did it wrong, and then allow you to do it again. So two great guys, two great leaders, two great mentors that I had in my life. I have another boss now, and she is also very good. She allows me to do what I need to do. I'm at a different place in my life now where I'm mentoring people and teaching young people, so she allows me to do that as well. And we're more of peers at this point, but she's there. The great thing about her is she's there to support me in the decisions I make, and I always know that I can go to her and not be scared to make decisions because I got her support, or I have her support. So,
do you think that they all set clear expectations for you?
Yeah, that was so in our business, there's lots of different types of leaders. I see one of my jobs is to actually coach other managers and leaders in our organization. And so what I learned from them is how to do that and how to teach people when they gave clear expectations. They set goals and objectives and clear expectations. And when you were going off path, they would tell you way in advance. They would sit down with you and talk to you every month at least, sometimes more. And so you weren't ever surprised if you were going down the wrong path. You were always in a place where you kind of knew what to expect. And then when you got to the end of the year and you haven't met expectations, you weren't ever surprised. If you failed to get something done, you weren't ever surprised. You knew where you needed to work, and it was all throughout the year. So they would work with you throughout the year. They wouldn't just throw you out there and then at the end of the year tell you that you weren't meeting expectations. And so I learned that from those people, even my boss today. And so I try to educate and counsel and coach young leaders, especially, to do the exact same thing. Even though sometimes we live in a real busy, hectic world, and people are aggressive. Especially young people, they're aggressive and want to go fast. And I have to say, wait, you have to slow down. You have to take that time to sit down with your people and educate them and mentor them and set the expectations where they see them, and they know what those are, so they're never surprised. And they can make changes, and you can make changes with them and help them along the way the whole time. So it's a good process, and I've been blessed to have good leaders that showed me how that now I get to teach young people and leaders in the organization.